Now, if you want an imposing luxury executive car, you're spoiled for choice really. You've got the Audi A8, perhaps the BMW 7 Series is more to your taste, or the British Jaguar XJ. What we've got here is the Mercedes S-Class, what some would argue has ruled the lot of them. In today's video, we're going to be taking a quick look around at this Mercedes S-Class. It is the executive as well, so it comes with an absolutely tremendous amount of specification. My name is Will and you're watching ALX Specialist Cars. So what actually is the Mercedes S-Class? Well, it's Mercedes' luxury flagship model, and I have to say it looks absolutely fabulous. Quite an unsuspecting car, you could say. From the front you've got the fantastic chrome grille. You've got the updated lights as well, with the daytime running lights just over the top of them there. On this model here you then get the 20-inch diamond cut finish alloy wheels and a very classy look from the rear. The chrome styling runs throughout the car and certainly adds a touch of elegance to what is just an incredibly well put together vehicle. So now we're inside the Mercedes S-Class, it starts to become a little bit less unsuspecting. There's hints that this is, well, an incredible machine, and you really start to get a feel for the luxury that you're paying for. This is the 2019 model, so it comes with things like the updated steering wheel, and on the steering wheel itself they've actually updated it so that it's got touchpads. Now you can control the left screen here with this touchpad. You can then control your dashboard with that touchpad. The cruise control is all now on the steering wheel as well, whereas before it was actually on the steering column itself. And then with the push button start there, I'll turn the screens on, and as you can see, you get an absolutely tremendous, very intuitive screen. Now how do you control these screens? Well, in addition to the steering wheel controls, well, you control the screen with this dial here. You actually can control it as well with this. This works as a whole touchpad, and it's got Apple CarPlay, it's got Android Auto. It's then got seats. Now what does that mean? Well, if I press into seats, it's actually got massage seats this. It's got heated and cooled seats as well. The memory function as you would expect, and that's all controlled by this here. It's then got Burmeister surround sound system, which is of course Mercedes' top of the range speaker system. So if you are the chauffeur driver, you're still getting a fantastic experience. Storage is plentiful. You've got this center console department here which opens up. As you can see, it's got wireless charging. It's got two USB ports in there which links up to your Apple CarPlay. And encompassing around the screen selector, you've then got shortcuts to your navigation, to your radio, to your media, to your telephone. So it's not a case of you having to sit and scroll through trying to find just a seat setting. You do have the shortcuts on here, which does make it very easy to use. The car is then of course on air suspension, which makes for an incredibly comfortable drive, but you can actually adjust that with that button there. You can then adjust the drive mode. It's got dynamic with that one there, and you can even drop things like the headrest from these buttons here. A little more on that shortly. And then if it wasn't apparent enough, the quality of an S-Class is just, it's on another level. The dashboard is leather, the steering wheel is incredibly soft, subtle leather. The seats themselves are very hugging, they're very encompassing. As I mentioned, the massage, but the massage functions actually get more than just one setting. You'll see here if I press massage, you've got hot relaxing back, hot relaxing shoulder, activating massage, or just a classic massage if you prefer. The wood trim then runs through the entirety of the vehicle, and the ambient lighting does as well, running under here onto the door cards, and you can change the colour. There's more than 150 options to choose from. And then one final thing to mention is of course the massive panoramic roof. It does have an electronic sunblind as well, so you can close it up and it's almost like it was never there. So as a driver, I would say the rating is pretty good. But let's check out how it is to be a passenger. Now I'll close the door to the back of the S-Class, which by the way, they are soft close. There's many different levels of specification you can get on an S-Class. Even from the base up, it's an incredible place to be. Thankfully this one is actually the executive. So what does that give you? Well, it gives you the executive rear pack. So it gets things like the fold down center console with cup holders with more storage in here. But then more importantly, let's say you want to get away from the paparazzi. Well, you've thankfully got privacy blinds for the side windows, which activate like that. You've then got a rear window blind as well. And as a place to be, it's a cushioned headrest. It's an incredibly comfortable place to be. The seats are then also heated and cooled in the rear. And what's special about this seat compared to that seat is this one button here. So I push that button there. I can then control the passenger seat in front of me What's the point of that? Well, of course, it's to allow you more legroom when you're on a long drive. You're trying to relax after a long day in the office. So you push that button there. You can then control the seat, push it fully out of the way. You can fold the seat forward as well at the same time, and you get an immense amount of legroom. You can then push that again. You can sit back and recline your seat so you're in absolute comfort. I then close my overhead blind, close the blind behind me, adjust my air conditioning from these settings here, plug in my phone, sit back and enjoy the comfort that comes with the S-Class. But then it's time to wake up. You've arrived at your destination. You want to check how you're looking. Well, it's got vanity mirrors. Push that button there and you've got your own fold down mirrors. So does this passenger there. And you can check how your hair's looking before heading on out. So I'm getting out my S-Class, hidden behind the privacy of my electronic blinds, and I want to get my luggage, or perhaps my chauffeur would get that for me. Well, the boot space on an S-Class is absolutely tremendous. It is of course controlled by an electronic boot lid. Simply push the button and it'll open, and check out the boot space on an S350. Plenty of space to store your luggage, your shopping and whatever else you may need. Closing the boot up, again simply push the button, or indeed let your chauffeur do it for you. So that is just a snapshot of the features you get on this incredible car. But what actually is the car powered by? Well, follow me around. So it's powered by this, the 2.9 diesel. There are many variants of this engine available, by the way, for the S-Classes. This one is producing 292 brake horsepower and giving it a 0 to 60 time of just 6 seconds. Quite healthy figures, I would say, for such a big brute of a car. But on a long journey, what sort of mile per gallon will that see you? Well, they claim you'll see around 40 mile per gallon. That does of course depend on your driving style, how far you're going and what sort of roads you're heading the S-Class on. But guys, that is the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. An absolutely incredible car. You can't disagree with that. It's a 2019 model, covered just over 70,000 miles. It is actually for sale, this vehicle, so if you would like to make this yours, give me or the team a call. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks for watching guys, see you next time.